Thank you very much, Mr. Mitesh Tolia, for joining the session.
Thanks for inviting us, Matias.
Do you mind sharing a few words about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Overall, it's been a long journey, more than 2.5 decades in various aspects, be it banking, be it other IT-related roles. So, been working or been instrumental to set up of two private sector banks here in India, and worked with the central agency of NPCI, National Payments Corporation of India, which is the nodal payments agency here, and managed to learn a few things right from setting up systems, refreshing the technology over its life cycle, and then ensuring that we secure. And having worked hands-on, it has helped ensure we are able to build security right from the design phase itself.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Really, so very impressive resume. You've done multiple jobs in various companies, and you've built a very nice career. So congratulations on that. So I have one topic in mind today, which is around security culture, which is something that I know you're doing really well within your organization. So I would like to tackle, hey, how can you make sure that you rally around security within your organization? How can you get everybody on board so that ultimately the customer feels safe and secure in using your products?
Good question. It's covering the entire organization. So starting from the top to the bottom, if I were to take that approach, being in a banking institution, we are quite well regulated, and that ensures that we are, required or mandated to comply with regulatory guidelines, and by virtue of that, we get a lot of buy-in from our directors. To the extent, they keep following up with us in terms of the level of compliance. That helps get the executive sponsorship with all the teams across, from the product to the business to the technology. And that helps ingrain a culture for security. And what we have ensured is we participate in the entire product lifecycle development, right from the product note where a concept is being discussed to its architecting, to its development. So that ensures that there is a continuous closed loop feedback that we are providing to our colleagues, be it in the business side, be it in the technology and the development side. This ensures that what product comes out, one, takes a shorter time in terms of development, and two, is far more secure. So that gives, finally, answering your question, ultimate comfort to our customers that yes, what is coming out is definitely a secure product and a platform on which they can transact. This is especially true for a financial institution which has to process money. So we ensure that our level of compliance is not only as mandated by the regulator, but much more, and that we are able to achieve by getting sponsorship and buy-in from all teams here.
So one thing I really like about your explanation, Mr. Mitesh, is the fact that you are driven by regulators, but still what you want to do is you want to do the right thing, which is you want to embed security from the start, from the very early on. There's a lot of people that, they want to comply with regulators, but they do it at the end and they're scrambling. And ultimately, they maybe tick the box, but they're not doing the right thing. So I really like the fact that you're taking this whole thing forward and you do it from the very inception moment, from the start. Yes, please go ahead.
So if I can add to it. Let's say today the current trend is the tech team comes up with a lot of requirement for cloud-based deployment or containers, Kubernetes, whatever. So what we try to do is we do a lookup and we study the technology, and we really ensure that whatever they are planning, technology that they're planning to adopt, be it agile, be it containers, whatever, we are part of the journey to ensure that right from day one they get continuous and closed loop feedback on all their plans to ensure that finally the organization succeeds, the customer succeeds. Yes, that's what we look at.
Nice. And so one thing that is, so how do you scale something like that? Because it is doable when you're very small, when there's only a handful of people. But the moment you have 10, 100, 1,000 people, that is very hard to control. Like how do you manage that?
Good thought. So, what we have realized is while it's important to have cross-functional expertise, we have tried to create a COE, a Center of Excellence, for each concept. So that when the organization decided to migrate, we set up a COE for cloud migration, and that team has ensured that over a period of time, we are able to build a platform which is cloud aware and applications which can be ported as and when the call is taken. Similarly, when we decided to go in for agile development or for various other supporting technologies, we set up a separate COE. Of course, there is a overlap of people, but that has allowed us to be able to act as a consultant and as a buddy to other teams. So that's why the joint collaboration helps us take this concept quickly forward.
I love that concept. I love the concept of having a central team and then essentially some sort of satellites of or people that are within these groups that can help you out. Is there something you can share around the number of ultimately developers that you have in that, like that you're trying to guide?
So yeah, so if I were to just pick on the count of developers, it is today more than 200 that we have spread across geographies. Of course, for the last 1 year, everyone has been working from home. That's been the norm for us. But what we have managed to do is based on the product that has been rolled out, or based on the functionality that is getting rolled out, or a COTS product, off-the-shelf product that is getting adopted. We have had a shared pool of resources with various skill sets within the IS team to ensure that there are certain people who have expertise on various technology platform, and those are then associated or tagged to various projects. And we ensure that over the project's life cycle, this quote unquote, I like to call them consultants. These consultants are embedded with the team, and then they are offboarded, and then they are engaged with the other team. So what we have managed to do is by ensuring the project life cycles are harmonized. The resources in our team, in the IS team, there is hardly, I would say, 45 of us in the information security team, but we have managed to support a much larger IS team. And this also takes care of requirements where the regulator mandates on a regular cyclic basis, on an annual basis. We need to carry out AppSec, we need to carry out VA, and whatever other hygiene things that have to be taken care of. But here, by ensuring that there are SMEs, subject matter experts in COEs, and those COEs resource getting tagged to a project or to a product that is getting built, we manage to get speed and knowledge sharing. So if I were to take a specific example, at the onset itself, we organize a training for the team itself that gives them comfort on what is expected from IST. Along the line, there is regular feedback that is provided, so that at the end product is far more secure. So what we have realized with this methodology is over a period of time, the severity of the bugs that we would identify, or the count, has come down drastically. Okay, because there is a certain buy-in from the development community, and that. The other thing is, let's say there have been a lot of times when off-the-shelf codes and routines have been picked up from GitHub or whatever. So that has caused a lot of problem or a challenge for us. So what we also ensure is, a program to have a factory assembly line where such objects and routines and code is reviewed before it gets into our product build. Okay, so there have been multiple, what should I say, parallel such assembly lines that we have created for adopting code and getting it incorporated in our products.
Very nice. I love the fact that you see a direct return of investment here, because it takes quite some time to convince people that, hey, doing some upfront work is a good thing. Like, do training for your developers, spend some time, give them the time to upskill themselves. Ultimately, it's going to pay off. So it's great to see that within your company, you took that on. You took that investment, and now you actually see the return of that investment in a reduction of number of vulnerabilities, a reduction, and probably faster time to delivery, faster time of getting software out of the door. So congratulations on that. Please go ahead.
If I can add one thing, as you have
Absolutely.
mentioned, we have managed to track the defects per lines of code and demonstrate that a closer cooperation has helped reduce that, in turn increasing developer productivity, in turn the time to market is optimized, and it has got a tangible benefit, something which has helped change the perspective for the IS team itself. Till now, IS was like the last stop to get their approval and launch the product. But now people have realized that it finally helps save a lot of dollars and get the job done right the first time.
Yes, that's what we're all striving for, and I think the time is gone where we wanted to find, as a security people, we wanted to find as many problems as possible. That time is a long time gone. Right now, the idea is, can we do it right from the start, and essentially, can we build something without doing the rework? So great to hear that you're able to go onto that journey. If you want to add something, please do so.
No, I'm done. Sorry.
From an application security perspective, I'm very curious over there in that area what you've built out so far, because you can do a lot of things in terms of securing your applications. What are the things for you that you say, well, over here we're doing really well, and we get the most out of it?
Good point. So from application, we have realized that the platform itself has transformed over a period of time. But I would like to take a specific example where we, as a digital bank, a payments bank here in India, we have the only channel of interaction with our customers through their mobile app. So that puts a lot of weightage on ensuring that we get the app right and it is not compromised come what may. So there is a lot of emphasis on ensuring that the application that has been developed is containerized, so that any issue on the customer's handset doesn't impact the code. If there is any other malware sitting on the phone, that should not impact the application or its functionality. There have been device binding routines that have been very elaborate and built into the product to ensure that whether the customer loses the PIN or the password or the phone, we are able to avoid the misuse, because there is multi-factor authentication that has been set up. Having put in these processes, there is also a very extensive white box and code review that is done with dynamic parameter passing and testing that does, where we have to leverage a lot of tools, because the amount of code that keeps coming to us is quite huge. So we, for that, leverage a lot of tools, and we ensure that we are able to analyze the code and do dynamic parameter passing and testing to allow us to ensure that the code in the hands of the big bad guys outside is not tamper proof, apart from the code obfuscation and whatever else that you might have.
So ultimately, I love the story. So it all starts with the regulatory compliance that you need to take care of. Then you actually start upfront, before even the code is written. How can we secure this application? You make sure your developers are trained. You put a lot of tools, or you put tools into place to check if the code is secure, down to testing and putting it into production with white box crypto and obfuscation and all of that. So ultimately, you're covering the whole chain from start to finish, from building the application up until the production of the application. But I really like the story.
Great. So it has helped us over a period of time. We for us as a digital bank, our only USP or something, a feature that disables us or separates us from the lot is the product. So finally, people look at the visuals, the graphics, the user interface, but there is a whole lot which goes in the background. And to achieve that, we have managed to put in a whole lot of underlying technologies, which is very transparent to the end user, but at the same time ensuring that the end-to-end transaction is secure. That is one thing we can guarantee to our customers, to our management, and to the regulator. So something which today which we need to realize is data that we hold of the customer, we need to respect it. So the data privacy is at the center of all our efforts, and for that we ensure that while the data in motion is secure, today, we also work towards ensuring that all our data at rest is also secure and encrypted. That allows us to take care of one small worry, the insurance. In case of any breach or a leakage, it is garbage which is encrypted, which is available to people, which is of no use to anybody. So this allows our platform, our modules, our products and application eventually to be migrated out onto a cloud seamlessly. So it's a design template that we have prepared to ensure that at the center, the customer, its data is secure, the transaction is secure, and the platforms are secure.
Nice. So ultimately helping the bottom line, which is making sure that the customer feels safe in using the application. Mr. Mitesh Tolia, we've come to the end of the conversation. Thank you very, very much for accepting the invitation to come on this chat. Really appreciate it. It was a very interesting chat.
My pleasure. It was nice sharing the thoughts on the subject and catching up with you, Matthias. Thank you.
Thank you very much.